many people, like you, are generous by nature. Some give on impulse when they hear of an emergency or there's a crisis in someone's life. Others are in the habit of setting aside a certain amount of their income to support their church or favorite charity, or to give to one worthy cause or another. And those are good impulses. But in many cases, you never really get to see the impact of your donation. It's almost as if that money just disappears. That's what makes it especially rewarding when you know the people you're giving to, and you can see the results of that giving day after day, week after week, month after month. And that's what we want to show you this evening. In the 4 years that my wife and I have known and worked with Victoria and John Dunford, we've seen the results time and time again. As most of you know, it all began with providing medical equipment, wheelchairs, beds, medical supplies for disabled children. But over time, it became more than that, because each of those wheelchairs came to represent a child, a real flesh and blood human being with a face, a name, and a story to tell. And some of those stories, well, they break your heart.
Alexander came into the world the hard way. In 2005, Alexander's mother, Alina, was brutally raped at the age of 16. Alexander was born with a severe form of cerebral palsy and other emotional disabilities. In subsequent years, his mother's mental and physical health rapidly declined, resulting in her death at the age of 21. The responsibility of Alexander's care fell upon his grandmother. In 2014, Alexander was brought to the Phoenix Center with no social skills, and he didn't want to be around anybody. He was prone to fits of aggression and sadness. But then, thanks to the patient care of the staff at the Phoenix Center, a transformation occurred. And now, Alexander is an integral part of the Phoenix family. He can be seen playing games with the kids with a big smile on his face. And if you're lucky enough, you might just hear him sing.
It's to appeal to your emotions that videos like this are created. Guilty. But it's really those emotions that give us connectedness, isn't it? I mean, I could quote you statistics and read you profit projections until the cows came home if I thought that would motivate you to give even more this year than you have in the past. I know a lot of you have walked hand in hand with Victoria and John through the whole process of creating Phoenix Center. And you're to be commended, and for my part, I thank you, and I know the children and the staff here at Phoenix Center, thank you. But the rest of you who may not be that familiar with the story of Phoenix, and this may be your first introduction, I really, and I know John and Victoria are going to blush at this, but I want to tell you that they have sacrificed so much, and every day they pour so much of themselves into the children and the staff here at Phoenix Center. After begging and pleading from one village to the next in northern Moldova, they finally prevailed upon the mayor of Rishkan to give them a 50-year lease on this abandoned elementary school building where birds and wild dogs made their home. As I reflected, I thought, what better motivator than to show you what your donations have already accomplished here at Phoenix Center. And bear in mind, this all began with nothing, and I mean nothing, but dauntless determination.
1, 2, 3, 4. I've never known a day like this. Never imagined what I might miss if I laid in bed like a sleepyhead. I might not have met you. A little magic can make your day when something unexpected takes your breath away. So shake yourself awake and see what's going down. There might just be magic all around. Oh, why can't we just all be kind? Stop behaving like it was a sacrifice to make a little effort to be someone nice. We might stop going crazy if someone doesn't like your song. It's not your problem if they will not sing along. With a ukulele you just can't go wrong. So just sing your heart out. I've never known a day like this. Never imagined what I might miss if I laid in bed like a sleepyhead. I might not have written this song. That'd be tragic.
That kind of transformation of both the building and the people in it is not down to the efforts of just two people. The list of friends, advisors, and supporters, both individuals, organizations, and corporations who have made Phoenix Center a reality is pretty impressive. And I know you have the heartfelt thanks of the Dunfords and of the staff and the children here at Phoenix. But it's not Victoria's intention to come back once or twice a year and pick your pockets in order to fuel her vision with your pounds and pence. In fact, all along it's been the intention that Phoenix Center would be self-sustaining, which brings us to the second part of the vision, Phoenix Home. Many of you have already contributed your time and financial support to this 30-unit residential facility for the elderly of northern Moldova, so they can spend their remaining years in the kind of comfort that you and I take for granted, but to them is a hopeless fantasy. Not hopeless anymore. Work is already underway and the transformation has begun. In fact, Victoria has flatly stated that she intends to open the doors in 2019. The chorus of those saying it can't be done is significantly muted by the fact that she and John and hundreds of helping hands have already done it once at Phoenix Center. And it's thanks to you and your sacrificial generosity here tonight that one day, in the not too distant future, we'll be able to report that Phoenix Home, supported by Moldovans in the diaspora, is fully supporting the work, the important work, here at Phoenix Center. Giving to Phoenix is almost like getting your money back. I hope you enjoy this magical evening. And I want to remind you that Victoria and John already have all the money they need to make Phoenix Home a reality. The trick is getting it out of your pockets. That bit of magic is up to you. Thank you, and enjoy the evening. impact of your donation. It's almost as if that money just disappears. That's why it's so rewarding. That's a generous. Disappears like that, see? Just disappears.